those of you that have been following me for the longest time, you know I am Nigerian. Nigeria is a country in Africa, the most populous black nation of the world. On the 1st of October 2023, Nigeria marked the 63rd anniversary of its independence from colonial management, from colonization. The question that I've asked for the longest time still replayed back in my head, are we truly independent as a nation? And that inspired this video today. So we'll be looking at independence, achieving personal independence in our lives and what that looks like. So yeah, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome. I'm your girl, Mary, of Creating with Mary, and I'm glad you're able to join me on today's episode. One of the books that have made a very big impact in my life as a young adult was this book, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. It made a strong impression on me at that time, and I still have the book. I still go over the book, and I realized that the principles and the paradigms that were shared in that book were very true, and if anyone follows them, they will achieve similar results in their life as those that have achieved those results. And it did talk about this word independence. The book grouped the habits into stages of maturity. So we have the dependent stage, the independent stage, and then you have the interdependent stage of being. So when one is dependent on another, you're always looking to the other person for all your needs. Just like children, babies, they're always looking up to the parents for all their needs, material needs, financial needs, emotional needs. And if anything goes amiss, they blame the parent, they blame the person on which they're dependent. So when one matures from that stage of being to independence, that person takes full responsibility for their life. They do not depend on the other person or any other person for their emotional needs. Their sense of worth and security in themselves is determined from within. It's not determined by the opinion of another person. So if you do not like me, it really doesn't matter because I like me. And in fact, I love me wholeheartedly. And if you do like me, that's an icing on the top of my cake. So independence means I'm aware, I'm responsible for my needs. I'm able to unpack my life. I'm able to draw a vision for my life and work towards it. In the habits that were shared in that book, the very first one is being proactive about yourself, drawing up the vision is a proactive habit. Drawing the vision. Begin with the end in mind. You can see the kind of person you hope to be. You can see the kind of life you hope to be. And then you walk backwards to what are the things I need to do to get there? And it talks about the third one being putting first things first. You know, putting first things first. So you shared a lot about that nature of being independent. So if I was intellectually dependent or mentally dependent on someone, I'll require them to think for me. I would not be able to think for myself. Just like children, parents anticipate the needs of children and then try to help them to put two and two together until they grow up to now know that, oh, yes, I could do this thinking for myself. So the independence is a very matured level of being rather than being dependent. Now, when I thought about this paradigm or this principle according to that book, and I sat down and I reviewed that within my life at the current stage, I realized that some of us, even as adults, we've never really moved away from the dependent stage of being. The third stage of that maturity continuum is the interdependent stage, where two fully independent persons or businesses can come together synergistically to make effective relationship. Now, what I realize is that a lot of us enter into relationship, whether business relationships or romantic relationships as dependent people. We're seeking the validation of that other person for our worth. We do not have a good opinion of ourselves. We think, oh, if this person doesn't like me, then my life is miserable. And then when that happens, you see there's a lot of problems in that kind of relationship. That relationship really can work because when you have dependent people within the relationship, it opens them up for the relationship to fail. There's a high chance that the relationship will fail. One of the things that was said in the book is that true independence of character empowers us to act rather than being acted upon. We have developed capacity, the skill to be able to respond to different scenarios, different situations in life. We have developed skills. Some of those skills I've shared on this channel. You can go through the self-development videos to see some of the skills I've shared: emotional intelligence, resilience, building self-worth, contentment, personal leadership. Those are the kind of skills that to empower you to act rather than waiting for this thing to come first. You make efforts, you take the steps, that proactivity, you take the step, proactive, being proactive, you take the step to get to your goal rather than waiting for the goal to come to you. I was reminded on my Facebook page that some of these memories that gave me a sense of I truly understand what was playing out in the life of the country, my country, and in my own life. I recognize how much maturity I've come into from those times when I've shared about that prayer. That prayer is, may we experience true independence in our lives, in our personal lives, and as a people collectively. I realized that that prayer has been actualized in my own self. Of course, there is a lot of room for development, for growth, for improvement, which is what this is really about. This is what this channel is about: to improve, to find ways you can continue to improve and bring out better versions of yourself day by day, moment by moment. That's the whole idea. And so, yes, it's important that we come into independence as a person. Some of these skills that we learn on this channel will help you to become independent, financial independence. So understanding that you're worthy for being here, those are things that bring you into some level of independence that you can grow and grow into. And then from that stage of independence, one can then move into relationship, business relationships, and romantic relationship, and there will be a higher chance of success rather than failure. So I really pray this prayer for you, just as I prayed it for myself, and I've actually seen some of the realization in my own life. May you experience true independence in your personal life. And I still pray that that happens for us collectively, because when you have a large number of people who are truly independent within a country, within a landmass, they won't wait to be acted on. They will take steps. They will have to ensure that what they want to see within their community and the society is what is, not what is dictated to them by external governments, external influences. No, that is the kind of desires that we have for ourselves and for our nation. So if you want to come into true independence in your own personal life, you want to subscribe to this channel because you learn skills and give you tips. You have access to resources that will help you to come into true independence. And that's a very liberating state of being. So if you want to consider subscribing to this channel right here and turn on the notification bell. You don't want to miss any new uploads from me. Like the video and share with some of your friends who you would like to come into this learning. I appreciate you coming by here, and I'll see you again soon.